Let's see, AJ, what have you been watching this week? Anything good?
Yeah, I watched. I got like a free trial of a few different streaming services, and one of them had the show Ghosts that I was watching before, and it was actually better in season two than season one. Season one, I feel like they were still getting their footing, and season two, it's a lot more like just charismatic. The cast is they're just more fun to watch together. The storylines are more like I think they're better. Like each episode is unique and. It's based off of a UK show that I heard is good, so I might go back and watch that. I'm not sure, but right now I'm just enjoying the American version. I really like it.
And who's the female actress that's the star of that show?
Rose McIver, and she was in
McIver.
you knew. She was in I Zombie, and that was a show I really liked too. So I enjoy her work. I think she's a good actress.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever I know of her, but I've never watched iZombie, and I've never watched this show, so I don't know if I've actually seen her in anything. But yeah, I just wanted to set you up for that joke.
I watched another show too. I watched a couple shows. I watched Percy Jackson, the new Disney one. It was on
Oh,
Hulu, so
right,
that's what I
right.
watched it on. Yeah, um, pretty good. I heard. I think it's more true to the books because I've seen like breakdowns of how the original movies, like the first movies, they were not very true to the books and what the differences were there. And this one seems a lot more like there's a lot more correlation to the books with this one. Um, and I like it. It's good.
Now,
It's only been one episode so far.
question for you, because I've never watched any of those Percy Jackson movies.
Mhm.
I've heard some people say it's the poor man's Harry Potter, but what is the general premise of Percy Jackson?
I don't even compare it to Harry Potter. It's like Greek mythology. So Percy Jackson is the son of Poseidon, but he doesn't know it. He he's 12 years old. He has no idea who his father is. His mother lives with some loser who's like a jerk to him and everything. Um, and he finds out one day strange events start happening, and he gets attacked by somebody who's from like not from mythology, right?
Hmm.
And he defeats that being, and nobody else can see it, but there's a couple people who actually do know what's going on, but they don't tell him right away. That's one is his best friend Grover, and one is his teacher. I forgot his name, but they both know what's going on. They just never tell him like what's going on with him, who he is, and his mom, of course, knows as well. So these three people are in his life, and once those events start unfolding, once he gets to 12, like I don't know if it's like right when he turns 12. I think it's like he's 12, and he's getting closer to an age to where mythological beings, monsters, are starting to sniff him out and starting to want to kill him because apparently these things want to kill demigods before they reach a certain age where they're strong enough to fight back. So um, I think his teacher's name's Chiron, actually. Uh, Chiron and uh, Grover get him like basically kicked out of school because it's on purpose, because like they're trying to keep him like take him to a camp where there's demigods. And so his mom takes him, talks to him. She tells him that his father is Poseidon, and they go on their journey to the camp. And that's pretty much where it leaves off in the first episode. He's at the camp, or he's just entering the camp. He hasn't actually gotten in yet, I don't think. Or no, he does at the very end of the episode. Yeah.
Now, does Poseidon know he exists, or is Poseidon like Zeus, and he's just one of those gods that sleeps around and probably has kids all over the place?
They don't say so far, but from what I understand, he does know he exists.
Mm.
They just don't have any like interference with them.
I feel like that's a common thing in myths, is where the gods are just they all sleep around, and they have these secret kids all over the place.
And they're absent parents. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the
uh,
gods
but,
are trash, man.
but
And
this new show, so far you're in it. You're gonna watch more.
yeah, I'm gonna check it out, see how it goes. I mean, I kind of know what's gonna happen based on what people have said about the books, but yeah, it's fun to watch, so I'll check it out. And I also watched the first couple episodes of Futurama. the 11th season.
Oh, the newest season.
Yeah, they're mostly just callbacks to like what's happened to them so far, how they got canceled a few times and came
Right,
back every
right.
time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's mostly what I've seen from them. But I fell asleep. The whole season played, but I fell asleep, so I didn't even like see what happened after episode 3. But I'll go back and check it out.
Yeah, it seemed like this last season, like I liked it fine, but they definitely like were going after like, current issues a lot more. Like there's an episode all about cryptocurrency, and I think there was
Okay.
one that was all about like the pandemic, uh,
Mhm.
more so than they have in past seasons. But it was fine. Like it was still fun. So,
Okay.
and I think they got picked up already for like another season, so there'll be even more Futurama down the line.
Okay, good.
Anything else?
That's about it.
I watched a few things. So that show, A Murder at the End of the World, the season finale just came out yesterday, so I watched that. Pretty good show overall.
Mhm.
I liked it. The I don't know if the last episode was kind of like as tense as I would have liked it to be, but it was still good. And I totally would recommend that series to anybody if you're into like the murder mystery genre.
Mhm.
And then also on I think it was last Friday, the first 3 episodes of Reacher season 2 on Amazon Prime came out, so I'm watching that. Now, have you watched any of Reacher?
No, but I did watch this show called Blue Mountain State before, and I'm pretty sure is that Thad from Blue Mountain State? Like I don't know his name, the actor.
His
Have you seen Blue Mountain State?
I haven't. The actor's name is Alan Richson, and he's just like huge, like
Yeah, yeah. He's a jack dude.
right. And that's one of my things about the show. So the show, like, it's a little bit of a murder mystery,
Mhm.
but like also mixed with just like kind of like a 80s action movie as well. Like there's a lot of just like kind of big dumb action in it as well. Like it's a fun show. Like I think the majority of people would have fun with it. But
Okay.
but my thing is like his whole character is like he doesn't want to be in one place too long. So he's a drifter. He just goes like walking from town to town and but my thing is like he's clearly looks like a bodybuilder. He's jacked to the gills, and I'm like, okay, how does this work? Like, he's constantly drifting. So he apparently has a gym membership in every small town in the whole world, and also like he apparently can always stop somewhere and eat like his 9,000 like grams of protein or whatever he needs to maintain that kind of muscle mass. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not buying that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can maintain that body with just push-ups, right?
No, I don't think so. I was talking to my brother about it, and he's like, "Yeah, he's got to be like getting steroids like in every town, because that dude is huge. It's
Yeah, bro's
insane."
got a hookup.
And also, I think I talked about this once when I was watching season 1. Is it so weird? Like he wants everyone to just call him Reacher. And
Okay.
even his mother calls him Reacher, which is his
Yeah,
last
that's
name.
weird.
And that's
That is
weird.
weird.
And also, like,
Yeah.
I believe in season 1, like, I think he has, like, an older brother or something. So it's so weird. It'd be like if my mom, like, called me Jones. And I'm like, that would be
Yeah.
so bizarre. You know what I mean? It's just, it's so nonsensical.
And it can only be one person in the family that goes by that then, right? Like nobody else can. You
Yeah,
can't all be
exactly.
John.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is, like, it's like, it would only make sense if she named both of her kids Jack Reacher, and she's like, "Well, I got to be able to differentiate you guys."
Right, yeah. Yeah,
It's
they're
so
very
weird.
professional in that family. All right.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I watch? Oh, so on HBO, well, Max, I guess now, the Barbie movie dropped on there.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll check this out, just because it got such buzz when it came out over the summer. I was
Mhm,
like, okay, fine, I'll check this out. And
mhm,
here's the thing, like, it's not terrible. Like it's fine, but for what's ostensibly like a comedy, like I didn't laugh once. Like it's one of those things you watch and you go like, "Oh, that was clever, I guess," or "That was mildly amusing," but you don't actually laugh, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then also like, well, I'll say this: like the director Greta Gerwig, I think she made more original choices than most like directors would make with a Barbie movie.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like the whole feminist like messaging in the movie, like I don't necessarily like disagree with any of it, but I didn't think any of it was. I didn't think it said anything like super profound either. Just like, yeah, okay, like you know what I mean. It's just like I think it got a lot of hype for like being this like social commentary movie, and it's like it has that in there, but I don't know if it's anything I haven't heard before or presented in such a way that I was like, oh, I never thought about it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Huh.
it's fine if you got a couple hours to kill. You could do worse than the Barbie movie, but you could probably do better as well. And then just last night, I finally started season 5 of Fargo, which is a series I really like. And I can't, say too much about it yet, just watching the first episode. But I really liked it, and I'll definitely continue to watch more. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, that's a series, and it's an anthology series. Every season, whole different cast of characters. You can watch any season in any order.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, it continues to be just a really good series. So I'm looking forward to getting to chance to dig into more. Have you watched any of the Fargo seasons?
No, not one. Not one episode.
It's such a like weird thing because like they obviously did it for the like name recognition from the movie Fargo,
Hmm.
but like the only thing that like thematically joins them is like each season is like a crime story that takes place like somewhere in the Midwest where people have like, kind of like Midwest North Dakota type accent, and
Yeah.
it works like, but it, just as a concept for a show, it seems kind of weird. Um,
No, I wish there were more shows. Like, I wish there was at least one show that was running right now that was from Portland. Like, because I know there was a show called Grimm that was in Portland. I uh I watched a little bit of that. It was okay, it was an alright show. But it's fun to see like your local landmarks in a TV show, like Portlandia. That
See,
was fun to watch.
I was going to say I've never watched Portlandia, but I'm assuming it takes place in Portland.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that one's fun to watch. It was fun to see Portland and the different like different aspects of like like live like very hippie culture and stuff like that. That's not like exactly what Portland is. Obviously, that's like extreme. But
Now, is that show done? Like Portlandia, is that show
oh yeah,
like?
I think it ended like a few years ago now.
Did you like that
And Grimm
show?
too. Yeah.
Did you
What
like
was it?
Portland? Did you like
Oh
Portlandia?
yeah, Portlandia was a lot of fun.
Okay,
Yeah, I liked it.
I've never watched a single episode of it, so I'm not sure.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
should
was
check it
trying.
out. Well, I don't know if you like it, but I liked it. I don't know.
There,
I think I'm just a homer, like I like seeing like where I live in a show. I'd like to see Portland in another show.
there
I like
was,
shows about Seattle too because I feel like the Pacific Northwest is just fun, to see in TV.
and maybe like a little underrepresented.
Yeah, yeah. The iZombie was in Seattle.
Okay.
There was a show called Reaper when I was younger. I used to watch.
Oh,
That was also based in Seattle.
I never watched that, but I vaguely like remember it because I think like Kevin Smith had something to do with producing it or some
It was
weird
a
thing.
fun show. It was a lot of fun. It was like definitely underproduced, but it was still a lot of fun.
I know a couple years ago there was a show based on a comic book called Stumptown, based in Portland. But I
Hmm.
think it only went one season, and then I think because of the pandemic and things, it ended up getting canceled. So
Mm,
it's done. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other like prominent like Portland shows.
I heard there's going to be a spin-off for Grimm coming out. I'm not sure like what the deal is with that. But I never really watched Grimm that much. I didn't really get into it like, like most people would have, I guess. But I'll check that out. If it's in Portland, I'll check it out for sure.
So what is Grimm? Like, is that a fairy tale thing or what?
It's just another cop show, but it's like it's yeah, it's got fairy tales involved. Like there's mythical creatures, that they hunt down, that are usually evil. So yeah, it's just him and his partner are trying to stop, like, I guess, the downfall of Portland from mythical creatures.
Was that like a cheap like sci-fi channel show or something?
It was on I think it was CW.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, one of those shows.
Yeah.
Man, that Supernatural show lasted like 16 seasons or something.
Man, that show ran forever. I used to
Forever,
love that show too. The first 5 seasons were good, man.
yeah.
And then it just dropped off so badly. I think it was intentional, like it was supposed to have 5 seasons. And then after that it was just, they just kept it going. I guess it was one of their better shows maybe, and they didn't want to let it go, and yeah, they drove that thing into the ground.
Yeah, I
The
think we
last
talked about
episode,
this.
the enemy is God himself. The last season,
Oh, God was the enemy?
yeah, God was the bad guy,
Now I kind
which
of want to watch
I'm
that.
here for. I'm here for that. That's cool, because you don't usually get to see that. That's very counter to everybody on the planet, it seems. But they just did it in a bad way.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think I ever like Supernatural is one of those shows I was aware of, but like it was already like so many seasons in that I'm like, I'm not going to even attempt this show. You know what I mean?
Right, right, yeah. A, lo- a lot of the later episodes, like after season 5, is not worth watching. I'd say up to season 5 is great.
I almost feel like every show should be like the maximum number of seasons we're doing is 5 because like
Yeah.
almost every show that goes more than that, it goes so downhill that it's like, ugh.
I can't really think of a show that doesn't go downhill after 5 seasons. I'm not sure I can think of one.
There's a couple of sitcoms maybe like
I
Seinfeld
Love
and
Lucy.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Mhm.
We're still
I don't I don't know how many seasons I Love Lucy had, but that show was always gold to me. When I was a kid, I used to love that show, man. I think it had 6 seasons, so I think it's right about there.
right about there. Yeah.
Yeah. Community was a good show. I think that had like 6 seasons, but the last 2 seasons were like on other stuff, like Yahoo or something. I'm not sure, but it was just they couldn't get it back on national TV.
Although some of those old shows, their seasons were like crazy long, like the number of episodes per
Oh yeah,
season. Because
yeah.
like I know I was watching like some like old school like from the 1950s episodes of Perry Mason.
Hmm.
And like I looked once and like season one was like a ridiculous amount of episodes. And I was like, God damn, Perry Mason. They were just like churning
Shooting
these
3 episodes
episodes
at a
out.
time or
Yeah, it
something like
was
a day.
yeah, I was actually like, how did they film this many episodes? You know what I mean? It was like crazy.
Yeah. That show Ghosts, I'm happy to say that there's a season 3 that already got greenlit and they're already shooting it. So I mean, it sounds like a successful show. The ratings look good too, solid, like in the 9 millions. They actually went up in the second season from the first season a little bit. So
Okay,
it
good.
sounds like it's doing good. I'm glad it's still here. Usually shows on network TV don't last long because I don't know, they just get rid of them so quickly.
Yeah, because that's what like a CBS show or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
There's rumors that like Paramount, which I think is like the parent company of CBS,
Hmm.
they might merge with Warner Brothers. Like they're talking about it.
Okay.
Which
That would be good
like
for Warner Brothers.
yeah, yeah. It's just it is kind of freaky though. Like these huge mergers we've seen in like prior years, like the Fox Disney merger, like was huge. And like a part of me is like, I don't know if it's a good thing that all of these companies seemingly are like starting to merge together. Like, I don't know if it's a good thing. And there's been like perpetual rumors that Apple might, merge with, another company too. Like, I think some people are actually like, oh, maybe Apple will merge with Disney, but I'm like, Geez, that sounds like way too
Yeah,
big.
that sounds really bad. Like, that would just be like a huge one huge corporation, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about like these already like huge companies consolidating even more and like just becoming like unwieldy.
I mean, I think, aren't there, like aren't most, brands and companies owned by, like, 6 companies, like Viacom, Disney, somebody else, like, I don't know, like
There is like yeah, there is like already like you're right, like I think like 5 or 6 like huge conglomerates that like if you really like go check like so many companies are under those banners, but like yeah, I don't know how they all break out.
yeah, I mean, I know I said it was a good thing for WB just because we would get better high quality content, you know, like, I would think Supergirl would have more money in the future, like, if they ever remade it or whatever, I don't know. But, at the same time, it is disheartening to hear that everything's going to a few companies and it's like a monopoly, right? Like an oligarchy. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, at the best probably like an oligarchy.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a weird times we're living in, man. I do wonder, like, if, in the next like 5 to 10 years, if we're gonna see more of that, like these big conglomerates, like condensing even more.
It just keeps happening, man. Like with the banks, like there was a time where there were like local small banks everywhere, you know, and they all get eaten up, and now there's like a lot less of that, you know. There's credit unions, which are great, I think, but you know, it is happening in every industry, it seems.
Yeah, and actually, like, even if you think like your local bank you operate out of is like a smaller thing, like it probably is like owned by like a bigger like bank, and you don't even know it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.